Hey everyone, I'm Morgan here. Just a quick little update. What was it, June 11th, 2014? A little after 4:30 right now, and it has been raining all fucking day. But yeah, it has been raining all day. I actually had to go to work with my rain jacket on. Now, it's my old Navy rain jacket, so. Yeah, it's. You know. Those jobs, but yeah. I didn't get to sleep until like fucking. It was past 5. I mean, it was 5 o'clock by the time before I even got to bed. 5 a.m. Which, yeah, and then I think I woke up. Well, I don't think I got fully awake until about 7:15. So, yeah, late for work again. Oh well. Yeah, it was around 7 when I finally got fully awake. Yeah, I got my alarm set for. This morning I set my alarm for 6:15. It's usually set for 6, and then I have one set for 6:30 just in case I put the first one off. What else we got? Football camp left, so that was fairly decent. Football camp left early in the morning, so cleaning rooms again. Vacuuming, wiping the stuff down, basic stuff. Yeah, actually, so came home for lunch, and I've been listening to. I've been listening to the James Altucher podcast a lot lately, and he had some guy on there who was talking about LinkedIn, connecting through LinkedIn. It was this whole LinkedIn networking thing. So I got home for lunch, and I decided, hey, might as well update my LinkedIn page. Haven't touched that thing in months. Yeah, and it turns out this whole internet thing, I hadn't even put it on there ever. I mean, I think I had thought about it once upon a time, like years ago, but I never actually got around to putting it on there because, well, because that's not, you can't get a job with, through the internet. Yeah. I mean, with all the social media stuff and, just internet media, yeah, you kind of do need to have some experience to be able to do anything. And quite frankly, I mean, I'm going to be doing this, hopefully I'll end up making something out of it, and but if I don't, I have other options. I mean, probably worst case scenario, I go and get a certification to be an electrician. I go and get trained as an electrician somewhere, and I'd go and do that for a while. Not really a big deal. I might end up doing that after college anyway. Even if I do get a degree, I might just end up doing that anyways. But I've been talking about, I've been talking for years about, various reasons why I went in the Navy. Well, one of them was because I needed time to figure out what the hell I was going to do for the rest of my life. And, well, now that I, or even, just figure out who the hell I was. That 6 years nuclear program, that's it's kind of a good way to that should be enough time. And well, we're sitting at 5 years and I'm just starting to figure the damn thing out. I'm just finally starting to figure out how to use all this stuff that I've been doing for God knows how long. I mean, because I never really what's the word? I can't think of the right words. But alright, so if you've been paying attention at all, then you know what's coming. So right before 6th grade, my best friend moved away. Right before I started 6th grade. So I was pretty much forced out of my out of a comfort zone. I didn't really have any close friends from then pretty much up until last year or so. I didn't really have any close friends. So I really still don't. And I have more kind of friends, but I don't have any close friends. I don't really have any close friends. But even then, I was kind of bouncing around between all these different groups. I was doing sports over here. I was hanging around the art, the Japanophile crowd. The manga bunch. Over here with the gaming crew, and there's all these little subgroups that I have that I'm kind of on the outside of. So and by the time I started working at summer camp out in New York, that basically evolved into being able to bounce around between between 3 or 4 different groups and conversations, and that is kind of my strong suit. That's kind of something I'm pretty good at. But this is all about basically my whole life has been basically about getting as many different kinds of experiences as I can, because just so I have a whole lot of, as many things as possible to pick from to help people. I mean, you know, 2000, grew up in northern Wisconsin, 2009 Navy, got the New York thing, both flying into New York and driving out there. I got the hockey camp in northern Minnesota. Picked fruit for a while. I've been homeless. I mean, all the different stuff. Here at college, all the all 3 trips out to DC. First one, flew out there the first time. Second time, drove and spent a week in the spring. And third time, spent several days out there, beginning of January. So, and didn't really do anything that last time. Except well, the first half of that was basically just sitting in the hotel room and just feeling sorry for myself. And there's probably some trans crap. I'm almost positive there's some trans crap going on there too, especially by then. I mean, this is a month. This is a month and a half before the hormones started. Before I started hormones, this is a full month before I had even started poking around the various groups. Whether they are here or in Chicago or Madison, or before I even started looking for something in Milwaukee. But anyways, I think on one night last last semester, on one night I could go from an LGBT support group to the gaming group to college Republicans, and then come back here and stream for a while. I mean, that was a stream video games for a while. I mean, that was a viable Wednesday night for me. I mean, because all that stuff was on the schedule at one point or another. Yeah, and then I think there's some Young Americans for something. That could have been on the schedule. I mean, you got all these different things, and I'm bouncing around between all of them. It's a broad experience, and and that's, people are saying, well, don't go to college. College is the only place where I would be able to get these kind of experiences. And, you don't pay $200,000. I'm not paying $200,000 for this. I'm not. All right, I think I took out what? I think when it's all said and done, it's gonna be about somewhere around $65,000 in loans. I mean, that's fairly, it's about $10,000 a year or so. The rest of it's covered in grants and mostly grants, mostly Pell Grants, in fact. And it would be, what? I'll take a bailout if it ends up coming down. I won't, I wouldn't support it. But hey, if they want to say that I don't have to pay that shit back, then fine. I won't. I mean, already, I'm never gonna have to pay more than 10% of my income. I mean, no, that was a thing before. Yeah, that was a thing before before this latest news. The big blow up about student loans and presidential authority lately. Since the Bergdahl deal, is that the president signed some executive orders saying that all these people who took out new loans before 2007 only have to pay will not have to pay any more than 10% of their income to pay it back, in payments, which that was already a thing for people, for me, and people who started since then. But I mean, to be perfectly honest, and college can be a very good thing. But if you're doing it like I am, I mean, just do just well enough in your classes to get by, and use that time to to get experience, to get other kinds of experience, to get a broad experience. I mean, you're not going to be able to, if you're working. All right, then you're going to be spending all that time working. You're not going to get any time off. I mean, if you're working, you're basically you're going to be working, and then you come home. I mean, you don't get a summer to go off and have these experiences. I mean, you're gonna end up with a very narrow experience, which means narrower worldview, which means more likely to watch Fox News. But I mean, yeah, you might have a deeper experience, but it's gonna be it's gonna be a very narrow. It's gonna be a narrower one. I mean. And honestly, I mean, if you or your family has to pay for it, all right. If you're not gonna get if you can't get any help paying for it, then don't go. All right. If you have to, if you're not gonna get any Pell Grants or stuff like that to help, all right. Go somewhere else. All right, do something else. Go and work. Go and work until you're 24, and then come back as an independent student. I mean, or granted, I tried to join the military. I did the military for a bit, didn't work out, but or if you're but. If you're coming in as an independent student, then all right, you can do something with that. If you're coming in, if other people are paying for a significant part of it, then all right, then fine. I would recommend it. But if you're from some middle class family who did just well enough that you can't. And that you're not eligible for for need-based grants, but they're not doing well enough to help pay, then don't go to college. Okay, just don't. All right, or go to a tech school, get an associate's, get and get certified in a trade or just go to work. I mean, most jobs are temp jobs these days. It's a sad fact. Most jobs are temp jobs, and you're not gonna. I mean, most jobs are, they're temp work, and they don't need. You don't need a college degree to do that. I mean, that's a high school diploma. All these temp agencies, they'll take high school diplomas. They'll take people with high school diplomas. So, if I were, honestly, if I were coming back out at, if I were coming out of school, high school now, knowing, with everything that's going on, I wouldn't have gone to college. I mean, even coming out of the Navy, I was looking at tech schools. I was looking at Madison, well, at MATC Madison. I was looking at UW, Marathon County, UW, Marshfield, the 2-year schools. I was looking at WITC. I was looking at all these little tech schools because but then when I found out that, hey, I was going to actually be able to get a decent amount of financial aid to go to a 4-year school, I was like, why not? So I did. And it happened this way for a reason. All right, it did. I mean, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna say I regret what I've done because, well, yeah, I would have made different choices, but I didn't make a I didn't and I didn't really make bad choices. I mean, the only bad choice is to let someone else make the choice for you. I mean, hell, I think really the only again, I think I've only had one of those, which was when I left the New York camp. It was 2011. July 20, like middle of July in 2011. I, maybe it was either the day. It was like 2 days after visiting day. It was like the Tuesday after visiting day there. And well, I was hungover as hell. I was basically ready to be fired. I was ready to, I was like, I don't care anymore. All right, and I'd been broken down by. Well, I hadn't had a chance to recover from my dad dying. That had happened in April, and a week after he died, I was right back at actually, he died on a Monday. Funeral was on a Friday, and I was back to school. I was back down here the next Monday. So I didn't really have any time to do anything. So, and then no, that was later. Yeah, I was trying to think when when the breakdown pretty much happened. But no, that was a whole year later. But then, you know, I was barely able to use that to be able to stay in school. You know, because grades had gone to hell. Well, grades had started hell. Grades had started down the shitter, but you know that they weren't getting any better. You know, still, yeah, they didn't get above a 2.0 until this for another year after that. I mean, it was, you know, it took, you know, until like August of 2012 was when I finally got it above a 2.0. Been there ever since, but yeah. Yeah. But anyways, but you know, instead of trying to stay and, you know, work through everything, you know, I was like, I had basically given up, and I don't know. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I was basically dating this girl out there, and we were, well, and that next Sunday night, the plan was that we were, you know, going to go up to her place. You know, she was going to school in Binghamton at the time, and you know, we were just gonna get completely blasted. You know, alcohol, whatever she had around. I mean, you know, I guarantee she had weed around. Probably had some other kinds of drugs, and you know, we were just gonna get loaded and see what happened. That probably is my one regret, because, you know, and that whole thing could have kick-started the whole trans thing. And it could have really kick-started, because it was another year before I even started cross-dressing, and a year after that before I finally dropped the whole denial thing. So, anyways, how long have I've been going almost a half hour. Anyways, you know what? I'm actually gonna take a nap now. What time is it? Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna take a couple hour nap now, and then come back and record that random rumblings video. Anyways, if you did bother to sit through this, more power to you. Congratulations, you have made it through another episode of Firefly Chats. I'll stop rambling on. You know, there's nothing going on in my life when I go back through, 3-4 years to tell stories, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, and then record the video when I get back, when I wake up. Well, eat, then record the video, and then suppose I'll see you then. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty fun little thing. I mean, Oh, jeez. Yeah, the screensaver started going off. But yeah, little thing about the Southern Baptists and the Texas GOP. Where was? Yeah, this is, yeah. It's all from the LinkedIn thing, wasn't it? Jeez, it all comes. Oh boy, I get off on these tangents. Yeah, I usually find my way back. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, I ended up posting all of the. I ended up putting up all of the Dark Horse production stuff, the whole big thing. Well, at least everything that I'm actively working on. Twitch, both YouTubes, Twitter, even the fucking Tumblr. I mean, and I worked on, put a little description in there of, what all this stuff, what I do with all this stuff, and see where it goes. I mean, added a bunch of people who I've worked with and who kind of know me. We'll see where it goes. Anyways, all those links are below, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Night.